Doctor Who is celebrating its 60th anniversary with not one, but 3 feature-length specials. And the second of these is shrouded in mystery. So I think we first caught wind of the fact that there was something going on with this middle special around the time of the Christmas trailer, because we got that Christmas trailer, the first kind of full-length trailer for the specials. After that, a month later or a few weeks later, Russell T Davies made a comment in his monthly column for Doctor Who magazine about there being no footage from Special 2 in the trailer, and how he sort of half hoped that there would be no footage ever shown in any of the trailers from Special 2 because he wants to keep it a complete mystery. Then the next trailer came around, the Eurovision trailer, which revealed the titles of all 3 specials and revealed this one to be Wild Blue Yonder. And of course, because of how that trailer worked with footage from each of the specials shown, we did end up seeing some clips, some footage from this special, but all of it was kind of covered up by these graphics, these kind of glitchy, staticky graphics, and redacted graphics as well, clearly playing up to the fact that there is something or some things about this special that they want to keep really hidden. Since then, we've had the Strictly trailer, which contained a bit more footage from Wild Blue Yonder, so most notably that extended sequence in the middle where we learn that something has made the TARDIS run away and Donna says she's going to go and kick its ass. And we've had other shots too, which appear to be from this story, though it's a bit confusing because there appear to be sort of 2 bluey, tealy tinged spaceships appearing in the specials. The Wrath Warriors rocket in the first special, the Star Beast, and then whatever mysterious location Wild Blue Yonder is set on as well, which also happens to be blue. So it's a bit difficult to tell them apart, but there are some telltale details that I've found. So, for instance, that picture where it looked like David Tennant was levitating, which seems to be from the Wrath Warriors ship in the first special, with like the handles on the walls and the computer panels and kind of the curved sort of walls heading up to a point in the middle. There are other shots which match up with that. So for instance, one of the shots where he's like slamming his fists on the wall and stuff actually matches up with that. One of them does not. It kind of appears to be a different space. So if you look very, very closely, there are little things like that which kind of give it away. I mean, the main location that we know is definitely from this episode is that room where the Doctor and Donna were with the TARDIS, where Donna says she's going to kick the arse if whoever took the TARDIS away. And we've seen some photos from that sequence and from that scene as well, like one with the TARDIS there and the Doctor kind of poking his head out the door, and there's loads of like steam and like orange lighting inside, which suggests something is going very wrong inside the TARDIS. And now we have the official episode preview from Doctor Who magazine, and so in light of that, I'm going to just speculate in this video really about what the heck is going on with this story, what the heck is going on with Wild Blue Yonder. You know, are there mystery actors, past Doctors, you know, what's going on with the TARDIS? All this and more will be speculated about in this video. So one of the main takeaways from the episode preview in Doctor Who magazine is that the HADS gets a mention. That is the Hostile Action Displacement System, previously introduced, I believe, in the Crotons, certainly in the classic series, and then it kind of reared its head again in Cold War, and also The Magician's Apprentice in Series 9, and this is basically part of the fabric of the TARDIS, part of its system. It is a system which allows the TARDIS to kind of take itself away if it's in real danger, if it's in a hostile environment, and then to kind of piece itself together later. So it happened when the Crotons attacked it in the Crotons, it happened when it arrived on that submarine in Cold War, and again when it was kind of obliterated by the Daleks, seemingly in The Magician's Apprentice. We also have a photo of the Doctor plugging his sonic screwdriver into the keyhole of the TARDIS as well. Some new function for the sonic, perhaps to diagnose what's going on with the TARDIS. But seemingly, you know, that is what's going on here. And if we piece that together with the footage from the trailer where the TARDIS has gone away, the shot as well of it where it's kind of like halfway through a ward, if it's trying to get away as fast as it can. You know, I would kind of theorise from all of that this sequence takes place early on in the episode. You know, something about this environment the TARDIS finds itself in basically forces it to vacate the premises, to leave the Doctor and Donna there in this mysterious hostile space. And yeah, I think that'll happen very, very early on. You know, I think it's been said elsewhere that the pre-titles scene was shot like in the open air and it wasn't seen by anybody. So presumably that will come first, and then maybe after the titles, or maybe as part of the pre-titles, we'll get the sequence. It'll set up the whole thing, the whole premise of the episode, but I certainly think in the grand scheme of things it'll be a very small part of the episode, just a glimpse really that we've seen. I'm sure that there's lots more, you know, coming later on, and this is just sort of introductory scene setting up the whole thing, and they want us to think that this is like the whole episode, whereas actually it's just a really small cog in the machine. Now this next thing is something that I haven't seen anyone else talking about yet. I'm not sure if anyone else has made this observation, whether it's just me, but in the trailer we see a shot of Donna walking through a kind of spacey corridor with kind of red lighting and green lighting and that kind of teal colour palette again. In the Doctor Who magazine episode preview we see another photo of Donna in this space, but it looks different. It's kind of been rotated round so that now the walls, as it was in that trailer shot, are now the ceiling and the floor, if that makes sense, of the corridor as it appears in this promo pic. Now this is interesting, I think, because elsewhere in the preview and interviews and stuff, Russell talks about how there are some phenomenal set builds for this episode, and in terms of how to visualise the space and to realise the space and all these different sets and locations, it was a real challenge for all of the people involved, for all of the departments involved in the production of Doctor Who. There was a lot of green screen going on, a lot of, departments really stretching themselves to make these spaces work and to make these sets work. I'm guessing this is one of them, maybe some kind of rotating corridor. And that in itself suggests something more about this space, about this mysterious environment. Is it some kind of God complex-esque sort of environment that's been designed to challenge or to trick or to trap its inhabitants, a bit like the castle in Heaven Sent? Is this some kind of space that is deliberately sort of shifting and changing and altering itself in order to keep the Doctor and Donna on their toes? The sort of long pipe sections of that corridor as well match up with the second shot of the Doctor kind of slamming his fists, his hands against the wall and going, no! So we can now identify that shot as 100% definitely coming from Wild Blue Yonder, I think. The first one, like I say, where it's why does it have to be this? That appears to be the Wrath Warrior's spaceship, but this does match up with the corridor, or it's one of the corridors from this story. Because, yeah, it is a bit confusing. I mean, from the photos that we've seen, this mysterious environment certainly seems to have a number of different rooms. That initial room when we see the Doctor and Donna and where the TARDIS goes away. This corridor, I believe like a kind of control room as well. We've seen it in the trailers and some of the pictures where the Doctor and Donna are kind of staring up at some screen. There are like triangles in the background. This mysterious diamond-shaped sort of panel seems to be a prominent feature as well. We saw it in that sequence where the TARDIS goes away on one of the walls, where Donna, says kick its ass and kind of hits this button. That is one of those panels. But we also see some similar panels and other shots in the trailers, and also in that recently released art for all three of the specials from Lee Binding, where it's there as one of the details, like off in the kind of purple spacey background, just hovering there. What is the significance of that? Is it something to do with the Diamond anniversary, obviously the 60th anniversary? Is it just a subtle hint to that, or something more? And there's another room we saw as well, I think, in the very first footage from this story, where the Doctor's kind of, he's got his hands there and he's sort of playing with some controls, some kind of vertical pipes coming down. We saw that as well in one of the Who Spy pictures, where I think on one of like the metal panels close to one of these pipes, there's some strange alien language or symbols, and that again would appear to be from this special, given what we now know about it. But obviously the most intriguing thing about Wild Blue Yonder is the redacted elements, and Doctor Who magazine kind of dialed this up to the max in their episode preview, because in the cast list for this story they've put David Tennant, Catherine Tate, and then redacted, redacted, redacted. So 3 redacted, 3 mystery actors. My goodness, who could they be? Past Doctors, past companions, just kind of big guest stars in their own right, kind of Hollywood actors or big name actors that they're holding back. Of course, there's also that robot. I forgot to mention the robot before, but the robot is going to be part of this story. Will it be a friend or foe? Who knows? But yeah, one of them could be that robot, maybe one of the redacted actors. Maybe it's a massive big name actor they've brought in to voice that robot, like Ryan Gosling or something. Can you imagine? I think also actually with this, one of the redacted actors will be Ncuti Gatwa, who us, as fans, we're all expecting him to kind of show up before the giggle anyway, in some form or other. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's one of them, and they've just put him down as redacted because obviously they don't officially want to give it away. But that aside, could some of these actors be past Doctors, past companions? It certainly invites itself to be read in that way. Whether that's just fans reading too much into it remains to be seen. But they are certainly playing up to the fact that we are kind of suspecting there to maybe be, multi-Doctor shenanigans or past companion actors or whatever appearing in this story. Some cameos, some weird, wild, wacky stuff going on. Another thing to mention is that Russell has also given away, as part of this episode preview, 3 more cryptic words from this special that appear in the script or whatever, for us to mull over between now and transmission. Now, I alluded to these in a previous video, I think, but I think enough time has passed now, for people to kind of have found this information out. So, without further ado, these 3 words are Fenslaw, Collis, and Brait. So obviously kind of not really giving away anything there, to be honest. I mean, to all intents and purposes, these are like nonsense words. They are made-up words, names of aliens or planets or something, nothing that will make any sense to us out of context. But apparently in context, they will sort of help the whole thing to click into place. They will kind of, make the whole thing make sense. So what could these be? I mean, they are sort of all capitalized, which makes me think that, okay, they're all either the names of planets or alien species, or maybe members of alien species or different characters. Now obviously we have 3 words, 3 names, 3 redacted actors. Are these the parts that are being played by these mysterious redacted actors? I mean, there are 3 actors, 3 words. It would certainly make sense if that was the case. And if so, could it be something really weird going on, like, for example, just throwing out there that we have back, Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, whatever, past Doctor actors, but in new roles, maybe even as like villains or something. I mean, that would be incredible. It would be kind of very different to what I think people would expect or necessarily want from a anniversary kind of multi-Doctor story. But to have those actors back in new roles, and like I say, even as villains, maybe kind of tormenting the Doctor and Donna, that would just be, amazing. So I think overall, in terms of my own predictions for Wild Blue Yonder, I would say that initial scene we saw of the Doctor and Donna and the TARDIS running away, that is like 5%, 1% of the episode. It's a tiny little sequence at the start that sets the whole thing up, and then like 95%, of what follows has not been glimpsed whatsoever, has been kept completely under wraps for whatever reasons they may be. And in terms of where the story is set, like I say, some sort of spaceship, space station, maybe some environment that has been deliberately designed to trick and trap the Doctor, like the hotel in the God Complex or the castle in Heaven Sent, the Confession Dial, something along those lines, maybe, being controlled by a higher power like the Toymaker, or maybe something a bit more small scale, like just a spaceship that has literally kind of found itself in trouble, it's found itself attacked, under siege, whatever it is. That robot is like the sole survivor, kind of like an information bot who is there to sort of help the Doctor and Donna along, kind of work out what's happening. And I think with these redacted actors, these redacted characters who are also going to feature, they must either be names that are familiar to us because they are famous people in their own right outside of Doctor Who, like big name actors, or actors that Doctor Who fans would already be familiar with and which would give the game away. People like, I don't know, past Doctors, Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, whatever, or like Caroline Ford, previous companions, maybe back as themselves, maybe back as different characters, maybe Fenslaw, Collis and Brait, these 3 names here we've got, or 3 words, maybe they are the names of these mysterious characters, maybe these familiar actors are playing new roles, maybe even villains, maybe that they are parts of this trick, this trap, they are there to torment the Doctor and Donna and to kind of give them a hard time. I think that is my best guess at the moment as to what's going on with this episode, but obviously we know so little, and presumably between now and broadcast, little other details will come out, and will emerge, and so hopefully the whole thing will become a little bit clearer. But also, hopefully as well, we will be genuinely surprised when this airs, like in a couple of weeks' time. They've done a really great job at holding stuff back, and I just hope it's all worth it. But what are your theories and thoughts and speculation and predictions for Wild Blue Yonder? What do you think is going on in this episode? What do you think that little robot dude is? What do you think this mysterious environment is that makes the TARDIS run away? Who do you think the villains are of this story? Who do you think these redacted actors and characters are? Whatever your thoughts on all this, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you've got to say about this mysterious special. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new for more stuff like this in the future. But otherwise, until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.